Welcome back to the Odyssey podcast with your girl Word, and of course the First Lady OG. Yes, we are back in the building. Shout outs to all of my subscribers, the Bush Gang, all of y'all replay watchers. Y'all already know I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Last but not least, my beautiful, beautiful moderators. I cannot do anything without my beautiful moderators. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys always for keeping me in the algorithm, always just for your continuous support. Like I said, like I can't do this without you guys. The Odyssey podcast has been growing continuously. Shout outs to the new subscribers as well. Thank you guys for joining the Odyssey podcast family. You guys are part of the family and always welcome. With that being said, y'all, hold on. Let me add the First Lady OG. First Lady OG is in the building. Welcome, First Lady OG. How are you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Peace, love, child. What's goody? What's goody?
Yes, we are in the building, and of course, I will let you, spread your love and share your love with your peoples because they always love to hear your voice. And then we'll jump right in. All right, y'all. So yes, First Lady OG, I hand the mic over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that word, Justice, and thank you, Theodicy Podcast, for having me again here on this segment of Word in the Street. I am the voice, aka the visualizer of opportunity for inner city children everywhere. So therefore, please make sure you click on my name, go follow me at Auntie House, and come and join the journey, and where you too could learn that you have a song. And you know, where I'm taking my tribe and my village to create a community, and we are coming to a community near you. So stay tuned, y'all. Thanks.
Yeah, I heard it right here. So y'all already know what to do. You heard it right here from the First Lady OG. Listen, what's good, family? What's good? Welcome back to the Odyssey podcast, like I told you guys. And I'm so excited because I have a new segment. Of course, this is always going to be the Odyssey podcast where word brings everything from the streets. And that's why when you hear me come on and I say I'm coming in and the word in the streets or word on the streets is. Y'all already know the vibes, but y'all know we on a journey. So I'm so happy and definitely excited because I definitely want to know how you guys are going to feel about it as we take a turn a little bit. And with that being said, you guys, I am now officially announcing our new segment, which is Turn the Pages. Okay. And Turn the Pages is where we're going to talk about real life, real love, the lessons that helped us move forward, like in our life journey. You know what I mean? Like, I am so excited. And I think that I'm also going to bring in a lot of new subscribers that also would want to involve themselves within this topic. I did drop the link. Listen, I want my males, my females. If you're in the bush, okay, you could come right in, hit the link. It's all right. You safe right here. Now, listen, y'all, you see the topic, okay? So now today's topic is one that I ain't going front. A few people might be iffy about even wanting to talk about it or even put themselves on front display. But listen, y'all, you're safe here at the Odyssey podcast when I tell you. But however, we're going to talk about dating someone who's going through a divorce. Okay. And so just for those, and I'm sure that if you have never experienced it, you probably don't want to experience it. But if you have been a person to have experienced being with somebody that has been going through a divorce and falling in love with them, well, let's just dive in deep with that. Let's just talk about it for a moment. I mean, you meet somebody, they're charming, emotionally deep. I mean, they're everything that I feel like you've ever prayed for. And I want you guys just to put your mindset in that part right there. And as you're in the emotional part of it and you guys are in the moment, they drop a bombshell on you. And the bombshell is them telling you, look, I'm going through a divorce. So put it in the chat, drop it in the comment. And like I said, I dropped the link. So you guys see the link up there. You guys are welcome to hit the link. Tell me what you feel. Like, as far as like, what should you do? You hear somebody that you've grown fondness of, and now they're going through a divorce and they dropped the bombshell so far into the situation that it's like, okay, do you run? Do you wait? Do you stay and see it through to figure out if this person is still going to go forward with their divorce? Are they being truthful? Like, what is it that you guys who've ever been in the situation, and even if you haven't been in the situation, if you were to happen to come across a person that you grew fond of and you end up finding out that, you know, they're going through a divorce, like, what does that look like? First Lady OG, I already know because I definitely want to hear your thoughts and how you feel in hearing that. But just like, see what I'm saying. Being separated doesn't always mean someone is ready, right? And we know that. Divorce is not just about the paperwork, and we know that as well. It's emotional. It's like going through like that emotional detox. It's untangling your heart, your habits, your hopes. And sometimes when people jump in too fast into something new, I know for some reason you really don't pay attention to the signs of things that's there. So now, First Lady OG, and for the people in the chat, have you guys have you ever experienced or know somebody that has went through an experience of being with someone that they end up growing real fond of, and then that person dropping a bombshell on them, such as being in a situation but going through a divorce but still want to entertain being in the relationship with the next individual that they have grown to, meet up with or whatever have you? What is your thoughts on that process? Do you think like that's a safe move, or once you hear somebody's going through a divorce, do you think that's like a red flag? So I don't know where the First Lady OG went, but for those of you that's in the chat, I'm gonna wait for the First Lady OG to actually come back and actually put her thoughts in there. But I really want to know what you guys feel. Like, would you guys deal with somebody that's going through a divorce? or would that be a red flag?
What do you guys think?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, I was asking you the question. I was asking you, what is your thoughts? Do you know someone, or you as an individual, would you
Definitely know
involve
someone.
yourself? I'm sorry, say
Know
it again.
someone. Definitely know someone.
Okay.
And no, let me excuse me, God.
Take your time. Take your time. So First Lady OG will be right back. She had to take a moment. Hold
It's
on.
because I'm trying to talk and sip tea at the same time, guys. I'm trying to sip tea. It's so good and talk to y'all. But I need to do one at a time. Okay. Almost choked myself. Um, well, for me, just personal opinion and being of this experience that I am, I wouldn't really necessarily call it a red flag, but well, because you're not in the relation. Well, I guess you can say if it's some sort of a red flag, because even if it's you just getting to know this person, like soon as that is mentioned, that's definitely gonna change the drive of the conversation, most definitely.
And that's okay. So you say it would definitely drive the conversation in a different direction, but in perhaps in what direction would it be for you coming into somebody that'll tell you, okay, we've been dating for 6 months and I need to tell you that I'm going through a divorce. Are your questions looking like, okay, how long has your divorce been? How
No,
long have you been going through the divorce? Or
no.
what are your questions looking like?
At
And you
that
say I'm
point,
not so much of a red flag, but why
no.
don't you consider it to
Mm-mm.
be a red
If
flag?
that because I didn't know somebody you're just meeting, like we're dating, we've been dating, and then you come later, then there's no such thing as a red flag because I'm gone. Hmm.
So
Never
you're
even.
saying that you would actually walk away from a person that 6 months down the line then tells you, look, I am going through a divorce. You automatically would say you going because of
That's with
you
what I know
realizing.
now. Yes. With who I am at this point now, at the stage in my life, yes, yes, yes. As the younger me, it might take another turn. But my thing is this: 6 months down the line, for you to tell me to go and you going through a divorce, that means you never told me from the beginning that you were married. So for me, that's like a one hit or quitter. That like that's it. Like, you were married about having a whole fucking, oh, excuse me, you two, wife and life, and then you're 6 months pushing on a year. We doing kind of nice. Never even let me know that you were married. Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, you're not even. You haven't even been. It's not 3 weeks or even 1 month. Like we've been on a couple of dates. I'm really liking you. I need to tell you what's really going on. 6 months, like out of here. Yeah, you're gone. Hmm. Without unapologetically me being me.
And you know what? That's why I said in the very beginning, and I can agree with you with that because I do feel like, you know, a lot of times you fall for individuals and you're willing to accept certain things because of the longevity of in which you chose to take the relationship, right? And even 6 months is not a long period of time, but it's
6 months.
long enough for you to, you know what I mean, try to get to know somewhat of in the ins and outs of an individual. And if an individual is not willing to tell you, like, yo, I really like you and I like our chemistry, but currently I am in a situation and I just want to give you heads up and let you know what it is, then you know that that person appreciates you and also somewhat values your worth to just let you have that opportunity of choice to say, well, all right, well, he said that he's going through a divorce and he let me know upfront, and it's up to me whether I'm choosing to stay in it or I'm choosing to walk away. So for me personally, 6 months down the line, you telling me, it lets me know that you're not trustworthy. And then it also lets me know that you're still somewhat in a situation to where you may be hanging on to where you were and still figuring it out, but trying to also live life, right? It's almost like having individuals that want their cake and eat it too. That's like, that's just an analogy that's always been said. And when you even think, right, a lot of times a person like, I'm going through divorce, it doesn't mean because you're going through divorce and separated, um that you guys are, whether it's male or female that's going through the separation or the divorce, doesn't mean that it's still not emotional attachments in that situation, in that marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that comes with that. And then it's a lot of detoxing of probably emotional trauma, physical trauma, verbal trauma, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So then you really got to understand what you're about to be facing and what you're up against. But I'll be real with you. You have a lot of, hey, hey, how you doing, girl? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to see you. Thank you for pulling back up in the building. I appreciate you so much for pulling up. You already know the vibes. But yeah, you see the topic, and we are just definitely diving in. And I'm happy that you pulled up for this new segment, which is Turn the Pages. And we are discussing just basically dealing with a person that is going through a divorce, and what does that look like, and even an individual that is going through the divorce and still willing to be dating as they're going through that divorce process. And like the first lady OG said, and I also agree with her as well, I think that is like, mm, for me, I'm good. I'm totally good. But I would say that I am not passing judgment on those who may choose to be in a situation, and because they have been in a situation long enough and them finding out that their significant partner is going through a divorce, it's like, because I've built a certain rapport with you, I want to see it through. And I understand that too. But for me, I do feel like it is a deal breaker. Now, First Lady OG, even elaborating more, what per se you would tell someone else that, like you said, you know, and you probably have known individuals that have been in a situation where they're dealing with somebody that have that has somebody that they're dealing with but going through a divorce. What, in your perspective, would you tell somebody that looks like going forward?
The person that's dealing with someone going through divorce.
Yes.
Well, for me, honestly, again, like I did express my feelings. First and foremost, like I said, my, as we learned today, my correction with care would
Mm-hmm.
more so look like, I would probably ask prominent questions. Uh, Definitely starting. Know this person was married. I would probably ask that first and foremost. So if y'all have been dealing long enough to feel like you want to work through it, how are you now working through it with someone you've been with for 6 months, a year and a half, They feeling you, but they don't feel you enough to honestly let you know what's going on in their life to help them work through it. What the hell are you deciding to work through them with? What? They didn't even think you was close enough to ask for your help or support. So at the end of the day, for a lot of ladies, stories, movies that you see, 9 times out of 10, when you drag in 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, 2 years with someone that's getting a divorce, they never get a divorce. Because why should they? They got a wife and you. I mean, that's just my thoughts. Excuse me. I'll land.
Hmm. I mean, you know, and
It's
and
like
and this is okay.
lost
So I'm
words.
gonna say it. I'm gonna say it in in a way that I do, because I mean it's so crazy. Life is so identifiable, right? But let's just break down from for me. I'm gonna just break down from my perspective. And so, like, okay, so we know being separated doesn't always mean that you're ready to be divorced, right? And divorce is not just about the paperwork. Like I said prior before, it's an emotional detox. It's untangling your heart. It's habits. It's your hopes, right? And everything that you poured into it, because you're this is like you combining your life with somebody else and then watching it having to be separated. And sometimes I feel like people jump too fast into, I
Getting
just
them
think
got.
that sometimes people jump
Exactly.
into
Yeah.
things that's new, right? And I feel like they're not looking for love. I feel like a lot of times when you just jump into something new after going through divorce, right? y- You really don't know what you want. I think you more or less are just jumping into something new because you're looking for that comfort.
You just playing around, you just
Yeah,
whatever.
and I also
You
feel like some people miss that companionship, because some people jump into something new because they're
yeah,
missing the companionship, they're missing the conversation, they're missing the feeling of just being wanted again. And
exactly.
that's where, for me,
But
mhm,
we got to come to the point and understanding that it comes to a point where we have to know first the reason why we're not going to be good with nobody if we're not good with ourselves. Because first and foremost, like you need to see yourself for what it is, stand for who you are, and then it's where this is where your boundaries come in, and what are you allowing, and what are you accepting. I'm not talking about where I've been. I'm not talking about some of the broken women that I've grown up around or that I've seen. Just from where I am right now, being um of the experience and wisdom that I am. I think a break should be required. You don't even know who you are.
yeah,
Who you
I was
are.
reading that just now. Hmm.
Exactly, exactly. And I also feel the same way, which is why with young people, it's hard to tell them, not to fall in love and things like that because you know what it is at such a young age. Like y'all only know each other. Like y'all haven't even been outside in the world out the door to see nobody else in.
Because I think it's more or less about comfort and not understanding commitment. You know what I mean? Comfort and commitment are something that's too different that young people are not able to identify with. But I feel like, even overall, let's just put it on a general basis of just being in a relationship. You know what I mean? And it's just not just a relationship of, husband and wife. I feel like when I hear the word divorce, I hear it in it being in so many levels of our lives, because even like we love our children, but to a certain degree, when they get older, we have to understand we have trained them to grow a certain extent to where we are able now to divorce them. You know what I mean? Not that we don't love them, not that, you know what I mean? But people, when we hear certain words, I think we surround words that we hear that may come across so negative and then put it in such a negative light in moving through our journey. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, if you look at young people, of course, they
Exactly.
can't really identify because, like I said, they are not realizing that they're dealing more around their emotional feeling, the comfortability, what they
Right.
feel. They're not identifying
Right.
with the commitment part as an older person
But no, let's
should.
not.
You know what I
Okay,
mean? If that makes sense.
I beg to differ to jump in right quick to say
Okay, no problem. Yes, First
even
Lady
with
OG.
even with older people, I feel like they don't know well enough to be jumping either when it goes to commitment because a lot of people have been taught and indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe first and foremost that a wedding is what it's all about. And that's where everybody's focus goes to the wedding, which is a whole lot of money that goes to somebody else and opposed to the foundation of the family that you should be creating. But I really don't want to take it so far off that, like Kia says, she don't think marriage should be based on love because people don't understand truly what love is. And that's true because people say it all day and they think because they say it to you that that means something if they're showing you something utterly different. So not understanding love is an action word. You could say it 29 times a day. If you're not showing in your actions that you love yourself, I understand why the actions don't show that you love me because you don't even love yourself, even though sometimes people will come in clothing looking as if they love you until you get deep in and realize they can't love you because they don't even love their own selves. They're broken. It's trauma, which is why I take it back to the old school when we used to court, aka date, and get to know people. And before we end up definitely not having a child, because like she said to me, marriage, people don't understand marriage is the child, not the piece of paper that you go to the state and get. Because if you're smart, you don't even want that paper. But the marriage is you and the child and the father. That's the trilogy. Once that happens, I don't care if you don't like him no more. You don't like her. She don't like him. Y'all don't like each other. Once the baby come, y'all are married for life. That is a circle that could never be broken, unfortunately. And if it's really explained to you properly, I don't think it would be people just out here just throwing babies around. You got young men out here and men out here acting stupid, talking about they scared to be married, but then you throwing babies and 9 different women all over the place. You scared to get married, nigga. You just married 9 different chicks. What are you talking about? They don't even see it that way. They don't even
Right.
see
And then
what a
not
broken
only that, you
family is.
the real question is honestly that I don't think is being thought about as well is, are you being chosen? Are you being used as a cushion while that next individual heals and you're still broken?
Which is why, again, getting to know each other. If y'all took time, and then I say, like I used to ask the kids, oh, because she got a father? I don't know. She got brothers and sisters? I don't know. Where she went to school at? I don't know. She was born here. So what the hell do y'all be talking about? What's her favorite color? Where she been? What's her mother name? Like you don't what are y'all talking about? I'm not even learning anything about each other. Hmm. That's for sure. Like uh, oh, apology, y'all. Excuse me. Go ahead, daughter. Uh-oh. My granddaughter might be coming home, y'all. So that's why we was trying to get in, um, and get a little conversation in before she got there. Cause when she come in, she demands all the attention. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. But again, I guess I'm just gonna say for the most part, men fuck up the real one and settle for the next one. Exactly. Exactly. But I feel like it's just always the next one because we don't always the next one because we don't know ourselves fully. We didn't go into a friendship, which is the very basic and foundation of our relationship. Hey, Sleep, what's up? Miss you too. What's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Um, So we was there. The Bird posed this question on would you date somebody who was going through a divorce, but the situation she had posed is like you dealing with somebody and then 6 months down the line they tell you they going through a divorce, and she's like, "Is that a red flag or not?" I'm like, "That's the cut flag." I'm dealing with you 6 months, and 6 months later, you come to tell me I need to let you know I'm going through a divorce. That means for 6 months, you never even told me you was married. Oh no, honey. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's not a flag. That's an X. You know. This is my opinion, Vigo. We ain't pressing and pushing no ideas, just telling you how we feel about things. Anyway, so yes, definitely give y'all opinion from the male point of view. How you looking at that, Sleepy? You dealing with this girl. You kind of feeling us 6 months. Y'all doing 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Then she let you know, like, before we go any further, I just want you to know I'm really feeling you. I'm going to go further with you, but I am going through a divorce. What you say, Sleepy? What you say? You going to stick by her, stick with her, follow the divorce through, or... He said, I ain't even hear the whole original question. Hell yeah, it's a red flag. I said, that shit ain't even a flag, sis. That's an act. Gone. What? 6 months? That means you never even told me you was married. So how you feeling me? How you respect me that much and you couldn't even tell me the truth? Like, if you going through it, you still got emotional baggage, children, whatever it is. But you say you feeling me, but you don't even trust me enough to conversate with me for me to help you through. You know what I'm saying? Is it bad one? How long you been married? Like, I don't know none of this. And then 6 months in, you coming to tell me, yeah, I feel like I should go. Because you didn't even respect me enough to talk to you. I'm out of here, man. I ain't dealing with that. 6 months? Nah. Maybe a week, 1 or 2 dates, and then you feel like you want to date me again, and you need to be saying that you got a wife or had one or something. But yeah, I'm out. You can't be trusting this way. Exactly. That's how I feel. I'm gonna stick by her. Ain't no divorce. Okay. So Bell, okay. So you coming for, like, if you do decide to take that step, that it ain't gonna be no divorcing. I respect that too. But this was more along the lines. This is a young woman that you dealing with. You feeling her and everything. And now 6 months into y'all dating or seeing each other, whatever. Then she decides to tell you that she going through a divorce. Day one information, exactly. Because I did say a week, but that's not even it. That's day one information. If you going through a divorce, what if she crazy, sitting somewhere with you? You don't tell me nothing, and some crazy man. And then you gonna be mad at me because I done broke her damn head because she all in her feelings. It ain't even her fault, and I'm gonna feel bad. But if she come trying to harm me, bro, I mean, it's protection. I tell my Timmy that all the time. Protect yourself always. Prove yourself never. Now, if she come run up and start beating up on you, I'm gonna go ahead and be out because I should have been known that she existed in the first place. So, yeah, definitely. I'll definitely take my week back, especially when I start thinking, yeah, that's day one. Because again, we could go out tomorrow. She could have been following you the whole damn time. Like, bro, you could have had me. And if she crazy, she could be, man, OJ, you crazy? That part. That part. Let me protect myself. Right. Right. But you left me wide open, and then you think you're going to throw a monkey wrench in the game and say, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going through a divorce. Nah.
That entire part. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm back in the building. Y'all had to make a move real quick because you know Zuri's back in the building, your
Oh,
grandbaby. So forgive me, y'all. But yes, I'm back in. But I was definitely hearing everything, and I totally agree. I totally agree with you. You know me though, right, Ma? Of course. I'm gonna play a little, not devil's advocate so much, but just put a thought out there because I feel like it's oppositions, right? N- when you even think about, oh, welcome Sleepy Lounge, welcome back in the building. What's the word? What's the word? Um, but just the opposition, right? Now I'm not saying to anybody, and that's why I want to put it out there. I'm not saying, and I don't think even the First Lady OG is saying that either, as far as you meeting somebody that may be going through a divorce or whatever have you, it's not possible for you to end up with that person and build a relationship and whatever have you. I think more or less it's more of trust, right? It's that trust factor. I mean, it's the trust factor for me because, like,
okay, wait.
me and the First Lady. I'm sorry,
Okay.
First Lady OG. Say that again.
No,
And
no,
forgive
all
me
right.
because my Wi-Fi
You
ain't the
gotta leave
best,
it
y'all.
alone. Yeah. I see where you're going. I definitely see where you're going. But again, if I meet you on that note, we in the spot, we in the bar, just like me and Keith said, it's still day one information. Now, see, day one information, you telling me day one. Now you want now she wanted we have to have continuity with the video. So either we camming up or we camming down. Because now when people see the video, we cam down, you cammed up, I'm cammed down. I keep telling you, it's continuity with the video. So either we cammed up or we cammed down. Excuse me, y'all,
Okay.
but again, this is a teachable moment.
All right.
So excuse me.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. First Lady OG, I apologize about that. But while you were talking and I seen Sleepy, he was saying, I've been waiting for you to go live. So then I'm like, I hit the live button and like, you know what I'm saying, instead of jumping in. So I apologize for that because I'm definitely about to get back down, but my bad. Sorry. Sleepy.
Oh, she ain't got to be sorry, y'all. I'm just like, okay, so now if I keep
Sorry.
up, I'm not gonna be looking at the video. So this is the little comedy skit, all right? Okay, so y'all laugh when y'all come and look at the video. Y'all know what the hell's going on right there. So I can't with these kids. Y'all know how I be with my kids every day, all day, y'all. We's a mess. We need to have a reality TV show, not a damn party.
Oh,
Because we is the worst. But we just here. Hey, man.
oh,
Look,
I
look, he like,
cannot, Lord.
wait a minute, where that pretty face go to that? There goes Auntie. Well, never mind. That's what that's
It's so funny.
word.
He's like, there goes Auntie. Well, never mind. Listen, y'all. No, I don't
Yeah.
mind. No, we could cam up. We could cam up. I'm not shy to that. We could cam
Okay.
up. But like I said, I'm not saying it never works. Some people do meet their person during a hard chapter, but even if they haven't truly, I feel like, closed that door emotionally, legally, spiritually, I feel like getting into situations like that, you might end up becoming a part of their healing process, and you really don't know what a person healing process looks like going into the future. So for me, before you fall too deep, and if a person truly feels like they like you, I feel like it's a certain point that you can actually determine your feelings and how you feel about a person, it shouldn't take you 6 months down the line to then tell someone, look, I have a situation and this is what the situation is. I feel like me and the First Lady OG said this prior before. You know, you get to know somebody, you're really liking them, you see a future with the relationship going somewhere, then just being open and honest and putting everything in the forefront and allowing that person to have the choice to either say, well, okay, you know what, even though you're going through a divorce, I'm willing to still work with the situation and see you through it. Or maybe being that some people may say like, okay, you're going through a divorce, and it's not that they're judging you, but some people just don't want to be involved in entanglements, you know what I mean? And sometimes divorce could be very, very messy because like we said prior before, certain people, male, it could be the male aspect not getting over the female that they were prior with, or the female not getting over the male that they were prior with, and not, so it's just like so many different levels of when you start to engage in dating and people's feelings and leftover feelings, and like overall, for me, not judging, but that's like ultimately the thought process. But I just want to let those know, I'm not saying that you can't meet somebody and you guys can't be successful. That's manipulative. What? That's manipulative. Manipulative. Listen, forgive me, guys. Manipulative. There we go. That's manipulative. It gets hooked, so it's hard for them to leave. Okay, yes. Yes. The manipulation 100%. And y'all, I could get a little tongue tied sometimes because you see, I have to go deep. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, because the words was just not coming out properly. But yes, I totally agree with you 100% with that too. And I think that you you don't even sometimes going through certain things and not realizing that you're entering into a situation because a person could just be love bombing you, and then the manipulation behind what they're telling you, and because whatever you probably as an individual have went through and yearning for, you may fall for what is being said, you know what I mean, and engage in saying like, okay, I'm willing to take that chance or whatever have you because of what has been presented. So I totally agree with you when you say manipulation and people being manipulative is 100%. And those are things that you just don't see when you look at a person and be like, oh, you know what I mean? You can hear a person talk, and 9 times out of 10, the only reason you identify with it is because you have had experiences, I would say, with situations. So all to be able to identify, like, okay, I hear something that seems familiar. You know what I mean?
What,
So, yo,
which
First Lady
yeah,
OG.
I feel it's the form of communication, which is why, again, I can't stop with the dating. I can't stop with the speaking. I can't stop with the getting to know you. And I know this goes with energy, higher frequencies, experience, and wisdom. But at the end of the day, why I'm where I am with this topic so strongly is because I transparently came from a place where it wasn't about I want to say going through a divorce, but just being in a place for so long that I had no business being, or because I wasn't true to myself. So when I'm true to myself, I mean, a man, he can break down crying and show his true self. I'm always going to be who I am and give support at that moment and things of that nature. I am who I am. Even may say, if it's not going to cause any problems, of course, yeah, you can give me a call. But now, upon the next
Okay.
conversation,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because now this is the man broke down, he's crying, but it's not going to make me go home and sleep with you because you're crying. Understand that I
But sleep.
understand what you're going through. And you may be going through a lot, but you're not going to talk me to a hole in my head that night to make you feel better when, because you're so broken, I can't even understand the details of your situation. Y'all married 20, 30, 16, 18 years. You just out there in the bar meeting people. Like divorces, like again,
So
a
Sleepy,
divorce on
but
the paper.
First Lady OG, Sleepy Lounge says, depending on how long the divorce is, yes, you should date someone going through a divorce. And then he also states that
Some
some
divorces take years.
divorces take years.
I get that. I do get that. But again, it still all goes back to the beginning on how this divorced man presented himself. Now, if he's
Correct.
been going through a divorce for so many years, again, this needs to be day one information. So, how you started the conversation 6 months later, you've been going through a divorce for 4 years. It's a lot going on. Do I want to be in that? I need to have the option to choose whether or not I want to be within the divorce with you, because now we're in love for another 2 years. Y'all been going through a divorce for 4 years. Now
Okay.
I'm in the courthouse with you and things like that. I'm not saying right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not
Right.
saying
So
that.
that's what she said. She
Yeah,
said, I didn't see anything wrong with dating while divorcing, but
but the
transparency is mandatory.
mandatory,
Yes.
right, right. You can't
A
come
hundred
telling me
percent.
6 months
I
later,
think I agree with that too, girl.
right?
Yes.
6 weeks,
Yeah.
6 months
And
later.
that's what we're saying, Sleepy. I feel like we're saying that we're not saying that you shouldn't date an individual that may be going through a divorce. But what I'm saying is that, hey, if you meet me and we're involving and we like each other and we're planning on progressing in the relationship, then you should be telling me this ahead of time. And I
But
should
which
not
is
be knowing
why,
it 6 months almost to a
right,
year going into our relationship
right,
that you're going through a
right,
divorce. Should
right.
at least have
Which is
known
why
this
we where we are now.
before the
Okay, right.
conversation. Facts.
No, right. This is
Mhm.
why the conversation went there, because you didn't tell me. You said whether it's a red flag after 6 months. Now, I'm not saying you can't support nobody during divorce, but again, with that initial, this is what I'm going through, it has to be really like, we going to be friends. We could be friends maybe for a minute because maybe, this is what's happening and it's taking this long because of this. But if it's drawn out because of properties or things of that nature, then now you're looking at, all right, what's their financial bracket? Like my thing is just like Kia said, you got to be
Feel
transparent, and I need to know every facet of your
yes.
situation, because you have to allow me the opportunity. But let me just let me put my plane in gear to land, because first and foremost, what I'm going to say, regardless to what you say and how long before you tell me, if your energy makes me feel like you a whip snapper and you gaslighting and this is just somebody you think you're going to run around and say you divorced and you've been playing this game and I'm woman number 4, I'm going to feel like my energy is going to tell me that. So you're not going to get a chance to have a flag or act for nothing. So I'm just going to say it's where you at to in your mental. Because like Kia said, if you come up on me with that energy, you could be crying. But if my energy tells me that you playing, it don't matter what you say, because I'm not playing with you.
So now and please feel free guys to just hit the link. Like I said, y'all come up, hit the link, voice your opinion. I promise you, safe place. I love to have conversation. I am now open up the panel, especially for turn the pages. I will always have the panel open where I'll be dropping a link. So feel free to hit the link and voice your opinion. And even if you don't want to hit the link and voice your opinion, I appreciate you guys in the chat. And of course, the Bush Watchers, Replay Gang. I love you guys very, very much. And with that being said, I have some questions that I want to ask you guys. Um, how can I say this? So before I fall in too deep, here are some questions that I definitely want to ask you guys. For the young people, for people, but let's just say female or male young people, or even some elders that may be struggling in certain areas when it comes down to marriage or even going through a divorce. What kind of um what kind of messages that you guys will be able to advise them with, right? Oh, we got somebody in the building.
I'm
Hello,
gonna pop
hello,
some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm looking
hello.
for a job.
Ah, you just left. Okay. All right. So I added you to the stage. Are you trying to get me blocked? But it's okay. It's all right. But I appreciate you coming up. So with that being said, are they completely so say you have a young a female or male going through divorce or meeting somebody that is in going through dating process, meeting somebody that's divorced, would you guys completely tell this individual, you should wait for this person to be completely done with their divorce? Or would you advise them that it's okay to continue with dating a person, although they're going through a divorce, based on the time frame that is given? And what is your thoughts on an individual that is the person going through the divorce and coming to you and saying, well, do you think it's okay for me to actually start dating, although I'm going through a process of divorce? And if I happen to find somebody that I'm truly falling for, do I come out and tell them in the beginning, or do I wait or finish my
Uh-uh.
divorce
I'll stop you
process?
right there. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies.
Go
Gotta
right
stop
ahead.
you right
You're good
there.
to go, First Lady OG.
Your
Go right ahead.
question, your question is already worded wrong. You're asking me first and foremost if I'm feeling someone. First and
Well,
foremost,
I'm
it
asking
can't
on two hands.
wait,
I'm asking
wait.
for the
It can't.
perspective of the person that's dating while divorced, and I'm asking for the person that will date somebody that is going through a divorce.
All right. So this is very, see, it's too much detail to be so, to me, to be so shallow. Because at the end of the day, if you're, oh my God, if we're already dating, I know all the details. I knew you were married from the front, from the very beginning, and I knew what
No, I'm
happened.
asking you if somebody was to come to you and ask you for advice and saying like, "Oh, I met someone." Like
And
they're
I'm
not
telling
dating yet.
you, I asked you, and I'm telling him you met someone, right? And
Right.
you saying
Mhm.
you feeling them just after you met them. It doesn't matter. I mean, well, it's of course it's gonna matter that you feel them when you first met them. If you feel them when you first met them, then the very first day you meet them, you have to let them know where you are and give them the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to deal with what you're going through. Because they have to deal with that too. The nights that you say I can't come and we could have had things, and she called and said the lawyer said this, come meet us here, or she's going crazy that night and the kid said it is, this is not just a situation you can just throw up. Every single one I feel like will be very customized and different depending on the circumstances. Are there children? You know what I'm saying? Then now, if she call and say she got to go, it's an emergency, he got to pick up and leave. It don't matter what you doing. Like these are things that you have to foresee when you're dealing with somebody that says,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going through. If
So
that's
she
what you
said
want.
it she said it's the rebound for me. That's a dangerous place to be. So I advise them to move super slow and make sure they're taking the time to be clear on what they want for themselves and if that's the person in alignment with
If
that.
that person
And
is
then
in
she right.
line.
I okay. I okay, okay. I
I
hear
mean,
you.
that's,
I
I
hear
mean,
you.
basically that's what I'm saying. Okay, you like me, you wanna, but now you telling me that you're going through a divorce. Like she said, you should, if you choose to even go further, then yes, she's absolutely right. Take it very slow and make sure that you are very clear and transparent in what you want. Like if she calls you, don't front like it's somebody else. And like, see, men, I'm just saying situations come with a lot of situations that if you say yes to, be mindful as a woman and with your emotions what you are saying yes to. Oh, I can't, da, 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 my kids ain't coming over there, so now you got to stay here, come and stay here with the kids because I you got to be all open,
Yeah, I
This
think it's certain things that should be. I think that going into a situation that you're dealing with somebody that's going through a divorce and you're planning to have a partnership, I do feel that there's certain questions that should be asked and spoken about, like, are you completely done with that chapter?
right.
um and just understanding that when you ask them, are they completely done with the chapter, that you're not even
They could
hearing it
say
just in
yes
words,
and
but you're
still go.
hearing it also. Hold on one moment. But you're also hearing it. Hold on, I'm coming right now. Let me just add one more person to the stage. Hello, hello, welcome.
Hi, my
Spirit.
loves.
Hey,
Hi,
spirit.
hi. Oh, beautiful. Hi, Spirit.
Hi, baby.
Love. I'm so happy for you to hit the piano. Yes, you guys go ahead and teach me, teach me. Y'all know
Yeah,
I'm
that
here. Let me be quiet.
typing stuff gets too much for me sometimes. So I said, let me just hop up real quick and add to it. It was a period where I cut out because I was switching over to StreamYard, so I don't know what was said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the issue is people, they want what they want on the surface and they don't look at the bigger picture. They don't take time to assess who they are, where they are, and what is in alignment with them. There is a perception that's given to people of what you should have, and that's what everybody bases their choices on, not thinking about who they are individually.
That part.
So all of these questions, like, they should be case by case basis, but speaking generally, people need to look in the mirror more often because we put a lot of emphasis on the person we're with, not realizing we end up with that person because of who we are.
That part. That part. That part. That
So
reflection
it
moment.
doesn't matter that you're going through a divorce, but why are you going through the divorce? What got you to this point?
Right. Right.
And
Like
coming
what's
out
really
of this
going on?
point, who were you when you went into the marriage? Who did you become during the marriage? And what are you leaving with? Who are you leaving as?
Right. What? Who do you want me to be with?
So, are you leaving the divorce looking for someone to fill the position of the person that you're getting divorced from? Or are you looking for the person that is going to align with the new you?
That part. And a lot of people don't know those answers. I feel like.
They don't, because nobody looks at themselves first.
Right. And then they don't run into somebody like me or you to ask them questions, ask those questions soon as they say, like you seem real cool. I like the bitch tonight, but I really would like you to know I'm currently going through a divorce. Boom, bam. Hit them with the
Yeah.
questions. Hit them with the questions. Because if they not going to come out and tell you, but like you said, that first scenario, 6 months in, yeah, you out immediately.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You immediately out 6 months. Like that, you didn't even trust me enough.
It's not even a thing of trusting me. That has nothing to do with trusting me. That's you wanting what you want, which means you'll do whatever you need to do to get what you want. I
Right,
can't trust you.
right. Yeah, I need to be, and I should be able to have my own choices, whether I want to deal with your broken and your this. And like I said, if you say yes, then it may be phone calls and if there are there kids involved and you got to think of your all right, you got to think of your own emotions and things of that as well. And then it's like I don't know. That's tough for me. I'm not saying that I could never deal with anybody that has been through a divorce or a divorce, but I feel like going through it is I feel like you need, like you said, you need your time for you now. You've been with this person in a union. Now you going back to being just dealing with you and for you. You should take some time for yourself before you even try to add me in. Get back to you and what you want. Like you said, who are you now? Now, what do you want after you've been with this woman for the last 18 years? Now, like you said, what happened with y'all? If it on regular terms, it was her fault, y'all fault, what happened? Y'all grew out of love, you changed, she like what? And all of these to me is like the conversations people have, they ain't nothing along those lines. Key. That's why everything to me is so twisted. Because I don't never. Man, the questions you just asked, who's asking somebody that? But somebody like you.
I'm
Like,
sorry about that, y'all.
I'm saying, but that's the question you need to ask, though. But it go crazy because but see, that's to probably make us a weak person run. I tell you, man, life is something, man. Is why things are the way they are.
I think
This is
people
what
have
I
a
love.
messed up. I'm sorry.
Jackie.
No,
No, I
please
was saying
speak. I love it. I love it. Just go right ahead. Just speak.
I think people have a messed up conception of what marriage is anyway. If you take it biblically, the minute you lay down with the person, you're married to that person. Energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, y'all are bonded now. Y'all are connected. When a
Mhm.
woman sleeps with a man, he leaves a piece of himself in her, whether she gets impregnated or not. You feel me? That's
Mhm.
deep. People don't like everyone is so physical, not understanding what the connection between two people really is.
Mhm.
We, especially here in America, have been so misdirected about marriage. People don't even understand marriage by law or by man's law is a contract between two people that was what's the word? This is something that they created so men would stop leaving women back during the depression times. That's what marriage is. It's a legally binding contract between two people that you are going to hold up your end of the bargain and I'm going to hold up mine.
Mhm.
Because there were all of these kids being born and then the men were going away and the mothers were left with the kids. And there was nobody to support the family because back then women weren't working like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's
And
what
what
marriage
is
is
your
in this
thought
in this country. But
Exactly.
on paperwork?
But
But
this
what
is
is
what
your
you
we
thoughts
said
on
is a contract.
common law? What are your thoughts? What are both of your thoughts on when you hear common law marriage? And for those of us who are coming into the chat and we're you see the topic, you see what we're speaking about, and I'm just jumping into trying to understand that part of like being in a situation for such a long period of time to where now it's a label a common law marriage, and what is the difference between being a common law wife or husband and having it on paper.
One,
in, in my opinion, common law is another manipulation of the system because you didn't want to put the money out and put a ring on her finger and stand in front of a judge and say, I accept her, I accept him. We're going to find a way to still make y'all responsible for the union. I don't care if you married legally or common law, at some point, somebody's paying for it in some way.
okay. Now,
Marriage, at the essence, has nothing to do with the paperwork. It's about the connection between two people, period. Dead stop.
I definitely understand that. I feel I'm pretty much the same, but for me, more so, understanding that everything that you do with this country is a binding contract.
Mm-hmm.
So now, for me, common law, for me, the way I understand it, to read it, to understand that under the eyes of, the universal laws, if you have been together in a domesticated situation, they will consider you married under the universal laws of God. But domesticated partnership is their fake, is like Kia said, is the common law where they say you just get this piece of paper to say you live together. Y'all think that that's just what it is, but like she said, that's another contract that they put you in, that now y'all are in a legal binding contract together stating that y'all live together, and pay attention to all the rest of the pages, I should say. I only believe in asking her guardian for her hand in marriage. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, bro, and I respect that. And from the way we was grown from old school, that was what a young man was reared up to do back in the days of chivalry and things of that nature. What we're trying to say on a standpoint, again, YouTube, we're not pushing no agenda, just understanding certain things about America and the United States of America Corporation, which means that I understand you asking the hand in marriage is basically just saying, you want her to be with you in union for the rest of your life. But when you say go to the people to get the piece of paper that they give you to make you do a contract between each other, now here you come with the story that we first started with, divorce. Now you can't just say I'm sick of this and walk away, because this is one of the things that we use when we're trying to explain to someone when you're becoming unincorporated. You can't just, because ever since you started, let's say at 18 years old, any piece of paper application, aka you signed, any building you went in, anything you asked for on the application, it asks you, are you a citizen? And you said yes. So you can't just turn around and start saying now, 50 years old, no, I'm not a citizen. So same thing with divorce. You can't just say, I don't want to be with you no more and I'm leaving. You have to give the notice of intent that I'm unhappy and I'm leaving. That's because you have that paper. You have to now let them know, you have to give what's called the notice of intent. So now here comes your divorce, to go to the judge to say, this is the reason I'm unhappy and now I want to leave. And now you have the situation we started this conversation with as going through a divorce. So I don't know, y'all. Like I said, y'all already know I am on both sides of the fence, public and private. So I just give my opinion from both sides.
I appreciate what Sleepy just said in the comments, though. I only believe in asking her guardian for her hand in marriage, because
Yes,
that takes us back to the root of where we began. We have
exactly.
to understand that the system we live in is something that is made and has removed us from natural alignment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That's
need a judge or a lawyer or
right.
a priest to tell me that this union is agreeable.
Right.
If I have the blessing from her family and we do it in the eyes of our God, nothing
Right.
else really matters.
Else really matters. Nothing really matters.
I
Oh,
think everything else is just to protect us in the system that we live in.
that part. And to keep us connected into it. Because if you don't get on their paperwork, they can't be in your business as far as what you doing. So that's why they want you to always get applications, licenses, and registrations. Those are all just legal binding contracts to keep you caught up to be getting whatever, ever they want from you when it comes to AKA dollars. All these toll roads they put up with these, we
And
ain't
if
gonna,
you look at what's going on now, you see it don't mean nothing, because
right,
with them snatching everybody out of the country, y'all are breaking up legal marriages.
right, right. And it's
So you make me go through this process of getting your permission just to tell me no, I revoke my permission. I can't depend on you. So why do I depend on you?
that part.
Yes. Please, y'all could keep on and just, it's like for me, I just love the enlightenment, especially in a space that I'm in. You know what I mean? Going through being in a situation, and then even understanding going through past situations, and I just call it situations because for me, in my reality, I can't fully I can't fully like speak on it and say relationship. I mean, even through the process of being with a individual that you may make assumptions to, you're growing with them and you're trying to build to that level of what you have been indoctrinated to learn, that is supposed to be like the wedding and the kids and everything nice and beautiful and all that, is almost like, some bullshit fairy tale, right? And then understanding and hearing and getting advice on the reality of certain things and what the meaning of marriage truly means, and even what it looks like to date someone and it's not even so much that they even may be going through divorce, but I think more or less for me is understanding the message of dealing with someone that is going through a process of healing. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you guys coming on and definitely speaking from your perspective of knowing and experience. I think that that's what's needed. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to keep the panel open and have people be able to come up. I don't care age bracket, you're welcome to come up and voice what your thoughts are, because we can learn from each other. And like I said, just taking the time out to listen to what each other has to say to gain messages, and also just put your input in certain areas where you may be familiar with, you know what I mean? Now, when I tell you guys, I've been going through uh I guess it's not that I can't, I guess I'm not ready to yet, right? Too much break it down right now
Get us,
because
spirit. Hey, spirit, get us, spirit, get us.
where's Spirit at? Spirit, look,
Hey,
it's just
you might
too much.
you might not be able to say it, but I bet you she can tell you what the hell you feeling and going through.
Right? Spirit, where you at? Come back, Spirit. Come back. Come back. Um, like, okay, so like I said, it's so crazy because yeah,
I
going
see you,
through a bunch
Sleepy.
of emotions.
All
I'll
right.
hold your hand in
Ask
marriage.
me,
Just
hey,
saying.
hey, Sleepy. Ask me
Thank
on the
you,
back end.
Sleepy.
Ask me on the back end, bro. Hit my DM.
Thank you, Sleepy. No, I will say that, not for nothing, just through my journey of being in what I thought would have been a relationship, because of how me and this individual are. I just feel like this person was just my person, and it was feeling so good. And even at times, I think that I get stuck in the good feeling of what I know and what I feel when it comes down to me and this individual. And then it's just the longevity of timing that was put into it as well. And so, yeah, Spirit, take over. Go ahead, Spirit. I got to let you take over because your girl is start just, because I
I'm
want to say, but I
sorry.
can't say.
I missed part of it. I heard the tail end. I sent you a message on the back end letting you know that I just finished the reading before I hopped on here, and my son is hungry. I'm late making him something to eat. But I heard you say, "Spirit, come back! Spirit, come back! This is for you." So I don't know what I just hopped up on. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Key.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
I said I left you guys a message on the back chat,
Oh, I see it now. Dag. Oh, you gotta switch over.
That's so I hopped down. But when I got in the whatchamacallit, I heard you say, "Come back, spirit,
Oh,
come
oh,
back."
oh,
So I missed the beginning of it. I just heard y'all call on me, so I came back.
oh no, because Word was just saying that she was going through like a lot mentally, emotionally, with the place that she's in right now. She's like, but she was like, I can't really explain. And I started laughing. I see you wasn't still up there. I'm like, where Kia at? I bet you she could tell you exactly what you going through and what you feeling.
I could tell you, but we on your live right now.
I already know that. I was like, bro, all she gotta do is hear your energy. All she gotta do is be in the
I'm gonna
same.
keep it a buck with you. You're going through the things that you're going through because you're trying to compromise on leadership and power. And that might sound crazy to people that don't get it the way I get it. It's not about being bossy, but it's about understanding who you are, what you want, what you're doing, and it's always about what is in alignment with you. And you're not
Yes.
moving in alignment. You're trying to
And it doesn't
compromise
even.
on things that are uncompromisable and accept things that don't mesh with you. Period.
Right. I agree with you. And it's so funny that you say that because you're
Period.
100%, because I feel like,
You couldn't
I'm a
even say
person
what
that
you
sets a
felt like.
tone as far as I'm very strong. If I feel something, I say what I feel. And the thing about it, prior before, it was me saying what I feel and not doing what I say to follow what I'm feeling, right? And like you said, it's like it's compromising to where I don't feel like, and within self knowing like what are you really compromising? You know what I mean? And for me, in my in my thoughts, or just I don't know what it is, it's just like, okay, I'm just trying to make sure I close every door so nothing is left to say I didn't make every effort to make sure that things were possible. You know what I mean? But that's also keep that I feel like that also allows an individual to keep on having something that is over you, because they know that, okay, I have her in a space of where she's willing to still compromise with me. So I'm gonna leave you with that thought, and I'm gonna not say nothing after that.
Yeah, that's a perception. That's your perception of somebody else's perception, and that's not reality. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. You are unhealthy for me, and you're not responsible for me taking care of my health. So, what do I need to do? I don't care about closing it out so that you're comfortable. Because if I'm feeling this way, you didn't worry about me being comfortable in the situation. It doesn't have to, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So I don't have to be a-hole. I don't have to be a witch with a capital B to do what I need to do for me. But I do have to be firm. I have to be clear in my boundaries, and I have to be action oriented.
That part. That part right there.
So, the same way I said earlier, everybody, first of all, whether you're in a relationship or out of relationship, you're single, transparency is key. And people are not always honest with themselves for whatever reason.
And
Then
therefore,
it's about, after you become honest, like totally raw, open, and naked with yourself,
mhm,
can I be like that with this individual?
right.
Am I able to express myself and not feel ashamed, guilty, hurt, like I'm hurting them, especially if I'm coming from a pure place? And if I can't feel comfortable in my vulnerability, like everybody's talking about, especially with us melanated beauties, that we are so masculine, we're not given the opportunity to be feminine. And people don't even understand what feminine is. That's a whole nother conversation. But
Mhm.
it's being safe enough to be me.
Right.
Is this person making me feel safe in my skin? And if they're not, then it's up to me to say it's not working. And it's not about time, because time is relative. People don't even understand time.
Right.
My thing is this: if I've spent 5 years trying to make a relationship work and it's not working, am I really a failure because I say it's not working? Am I really doing something wrong because I say it's not working?
Right.
Or am I hurting myself more by spending the next 5 years here? And even if you have to heal and recoup and recover from the experience, how much time? Like, it's not going to take as
I agree
long.
with you, and I do feel I agree with you 100%. And I think that at times that's why it may take individuals by storm, because people don't want to recognize a level of change. And for me, right, what you just said is what I was feeling like. Okay, like me knowing me, I know who I am. And it's almost like
You
Can
still
I
allow.
say one more thing that's coming to me?
Yes,
mhm,
go ahead, please.
Um, it's also a thing of control. And sometimes we have control issues and don't realize we have control issues. And it's because, like you said, I've invested my time, my energy, my money, my love. I've invested all of this into you. You're going to give me what the hell I paid for. And that's not the right attitude, because we're not always, y'all know who I am. So it's like energetically, I see things different. It's not always about us in certain situations. Sometimes we meet people and we fall into relationships because we have that healing spirit that they need. And it's up to us to be discerning enough to recognize when we've done our job. But you can't force anybody to comply. You can't force anyone to give you back your time, your energy, your money, your love, nothing. So you have to ask, am I trying to control an uncontrollable situation
right.
that I really don't want to be in anyway because I see it doesn't fit me? Because I feel like I'm losing something? Or am I really fighting for love?
Right.
That whole entire part, and I think
Welcome, Edward.
that's
Hold
definitely
on one second,
something.
please. Hold on one
Yes,
second. Hello, Edward. How are you? Are you here to talk?
hello, Edward.
I'm
This is
trying to
not
see.
Bigo. Is there like make me a moderator, yo?
I don't
I
know how to
did,
do it.
I
I
did,
was trying.
I did
I don't know
already.
how. But
I
how?
did
What?
already.
How do you do it? I was
How
I'm
do
trying.
gonna
I?
figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out.
How
I'm gonna
do I
figure
do
it out.
what?
Cause drop these people.
Oh,
You
you're
might
my
have to touch
moderator
when
though.
they. Okay.
But
Yeah, you're my
Cause I
I'm a
felt
moderator.
it as
moderator.
soon as I saw his picture pop up. I
I am
felt
a
it.
moderator, daughter, and I still do not know what to
Oh,
do.
so
I
Ma,
was trying to fix it
once you
out.
tap, once you tap the, once you tap the name. But the thing about it is, what happened is he came in on the live. So once I added him to the screen, I'm the only one that can work the network from where I'm at to remove them.
Okay.
So now the only way you, as a moderator, you're only able to remove people out of the chat. So now I
Okay.
gotta figure out, but I know they just added something new to YouTube, which is managing mod. So I'm gonna go in to figure out how I can make you guys, just so I can have two managing mods.
Nah, but what the
So
thing is what you gotta don't just let nobody up. Have somebody speak to you in the chat. I'd like to be a part of the conversation. Is it all right if I come up? I mean, then at least something like that. And then if they come up with the BS, but just because they come in the queue to let them on and you don't know who they are, no, don't do that.
I'm throwing the
okay,
next person that jump up here that don't belong up here in a jar. Play with me.
Okay, see? Uh-oh. All right, y'all,
yeah.
stop playing.
because that's like
Not really.
that's
I don't
twice.
do that, but I'm
No,
I
you
know.
sorry.
good.
I know we gotta
You good.
stick.
You good. You good to go. You good to go. I ain't even. You good to go. The craziest thing about it on YouTube, like I know they'll have the trolls or whatever, and for me, that's what I shouldn't do. What I gotta do though is be able to put up a banner. So going forward, anybody that does pop in, I'm not gonna add them up because I don't have a banner. Because coming to think about it, they could also like porn bomb me and all of that, which can cause my channel to be affected. But yeah, I'm good off that. So thank you, First Lady OG, because that is definitely a reminder. I seen Edward Robertson. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he has something to say. He was like, "Ner, ner, ner, ner." I'm like, what the hell?
No, it's
I think it's the
trolling.
same person though.
It's just trolling, man.
I definitely think it's the same person. I ain't got time. I ain't got
I
time.
appreciate
But
it.
you know what? Y'all can't affect this good energy because all we exude over here is beautiful energy. So no matter what you come with, because you're unreciprocated to the beautiful energy that we have here and what we're trying to be able to spread the message to and for whoever needs to hear it, it'll still be spread and it'll still be heard for those ears that are definitely open. So we're never, for me personally, so you already know, I ain't even got time. And if you
All right.
need to come back to Theodicy Podcast, Edward Robertson, or whoever you may be, you are welcome as long as you're going to come back and join the conversation respectfully. Yes,
All right.
my
I'm
beautiful ladies
sorry.
on
I'm
here.
reading the comments. You shooting your shot, Sleepy?
See, you see Sleepy,
I
right?
love it. That's cute.
Heck yeah. He said, I can't rush her because I'm still working on my stuff. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I
All right.
freaking love it.
Right. Me too. Me too. Well, yeah, we pushing on our 1:30. Y'all know I do not like to go too long because I like it to, I don't want nobody to get like, oh my God. But y'all can't get like that with us because y'all can see it's realness up here. I want to definitely say thank you to Word Justice for allowing me to be here for Word on the Street. Thank you to my sister Soul Dula. Make sure you follow her on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Make sure that you see, follow her and pull up on her. She can come through. She can teach you, not teach you. She can assist you with learning how to become more one with yourself. She does Reiki. She does tarot. She's a cleanser. She's a healer. She does cleansing baths and everything. So please make sure. She said, I got something to say when I come. I know you do, Sleepy. I can't wait till you hit the weight. So y'all, please make sure y'all follow Kia the Soul Doula. Y'all gotta really break down that what that means, okay? Do y'all know what a doula is? All right, and she's that for the soul and also an advocate for spirit, So she definitely speaks, spirit definitely speaks through her. I love her. That's why I wanted her to come up here and tell my daughter what she couldn't say, because I knew she was gonna be able to say it exactly the way it needed to be said. Again, thank you. My granddaughter's home now, and she still has to go to work tonight for either 10 or 11, and it's 9 o'clock, y'all. So y'all know I gotta play mommy and tell her that it's time for us to go. And we at an hour and a half, so that's a good time for us not to be, for them to be, saying that we up here just running our mouth talking too long. But it's never gonna be that. Y'all always want to enjoy the conversation. Y'all know always got something to say. Okay. So just remember OG said it. And you already know I'm gonna teach you to have a song. Your separate obstacle needed to grow. And until the next time, peace, love, and light.
Yes, the first lady OG said it so perfectly. Thank you so very much, Spirit, for hitting the link. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for just all your insight, and I look forward just to hearing your voice every time I'm here and I go live because you're just one of those voices that definitely needs to be heard. Y'all know the First Lady OG. Y'all already know. Y'all know the voice of reason, the voice that is always here to speak on what is always need to be spoken, things that people don't want to speak. She speaks it. So y'all already know. Like I have such strong, beautiful, melanated individual that's with me down to my subscribers. Like I'm telling you, I am so grateful and thankful with so much gratitude. I appreciate you guys so very much. Sleepy, you know the vibe, Sleepy. Of course, my beautiful moderator Sonia, Hank the Hillbilly. Um, I have so much of my beautiful moderators, and know that I'm saying all of my moderators. I love
Mama
you guys. Thank
Global,
you
Mama
for
Global.
holding
Shout
it
out
down.
to Mama Global.
Yes, Mama Global. I'm trying to keep all, like, so when I say all, y'all know, because I'm
Life
not
Coach,
good with
Life
all,
Coach 614, Life Coach 614, Life Coach
but
614.
at the end of the day, family, love is about timing, and sometimes the person be right, but the timing isn't. Don't be afraid to let someone heal before you hold their heart, because if it's meant to be, it'll still be there when they're meant to be there. This has been Turn the Pages, where we don't just talk about the mess, we're going to talk about the message that sits in the mess. If you got something from today's episode, okay, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear this. And next Turn the Pages, we are definitely going to be back in the building. And listen, the topic is going to be popping. Can you really be friends with your ex? Just stay tuned for that. We just stay tuned for that, okay? Until then, keep growing, keep healing, and keep turning the page. This is the Odyssey Podcast with your girl Word. I don't know where my beautiful First Lady OG went, but I know she's in the building somewhere. But yes, of course, like I said, this is the Odyssey Podcast with your girl Word and the First Lady OG. Until next time, guys, peace, love, and light from our family to yours. And I will be back with another one. Y'all already know the vibes. I love you guys. Thank you. Peace. Oh, how can I just leave y'all like that? Y'all want me to just leave y'all like that? Because I really just don't want to leave y'all like that. I'm just feeling some type of way just leaving y'all like that. Okay, I am feeling. She's cut so smooth, got the city on her vibe. With that justice in her name is where the truth comes alive. From the headlines to the block, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with the beat and a sound. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kid. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera doll. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. Calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth. You too, Sleepy. You have a great night. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. She paints a shade that aren't black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the